Yeah,
bacon.
okay.
Yeah.
I had ribs, mixed vegetables with hummus, not ranch, with hummus.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I forget my third one.
You did
but
ribs.
Ribs is my like number one.
Yeah, and then I did I think it was nachos and then little smokies,
Oh yeah.
and then I think I did what was chili, and then just a plain old good old fashioned Coke.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to do it, it'd be Bud Light, Budweiser, Coors Light, Coors Light, of course. So,
Oh, you don't throw any hard in there? Just
no,
light?
sorry. I mean, this is the first year we're doing it, so White Claws might top there, but it's,
That's
they're
amazing.
they're already knocking on the door. But
It's a sour sit. That's when you bust out the hard stuff.
yeah, right. So we'll start with the tragic news that happened over the weekend. I'm sure we've all heard it at this point, right? About the helicopter crashing in Calabasas that had Kobe, his daughter, the coach from I don't have the names up, unfortunately.
There
so
were
I
two
got-
other players.
And so, the day the world stopped. Like I couldn't think of a day where the world collectively
Right.
stopped for a whole 24 hours. It was his impact over the world,
Mm-hmm.
which shows something, right? Like
I
the
think
the
only
legacy
other-
that he has built, and unfortunate that we're not going to see him. I mean, his legacy will live on
Yeah.
forever, but not
We'll never see
grow-
him again.
Yeah, but him not grow into all the things that he wanted
Mhm.
to do, which is going to be a shame, right?
The only time I could think of anything stopping the world something like that was when Michael Jackson died.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big.
I mean, he was still a big figure, but
Yeah.
I mean, it might have just been because I was, it happened a while ago. I was in high school, so the
Yeah.
news I didn't keep up as much as with Kobe. But Zach, how'd you find out about all this? Like, what was your day going on before the news broke or when the news broke?
I mean, like my day was, I would say, like pretty different from everyone's because I got a text message from like the group chat or whatever, and
Oh yeah.
like I woke up on a happy foot. I was gonna go to the gym. I was actually on my way to the gym, and so yeah, get like, everyone go check your Twitter, and TMZ just broke the news of Kobe Bryant passing. I don't see thought, and I don't want to be like rude, but I couldn't find anything at first, and I really thought it was like another rape allegation or another like.
Oh.
And so I was like,
Mm.
oh, here we go. But then, broke down that, helicopter crash, and I was like, nah,
Yeah.
that ain't possible.
Especially when you see TMZ reporting it.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't-
TMZ though,
They
like,
always get first to the deaths, right?
I know, but like, because the last few TMZ reports I saw was Mac Miller and Juice World, and I didn't want to
Right.
believe it because of TMZ. So,
Exactly.
You saw it now, and you're like,
But,
I
yeah.
don't want to, but it's like got to be true.
I mean, what about you? How'd you like find out?
I
Like,
was
where were
watching the
you?
Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I came upstairs. I was up at home, sat down. My mom was on the couch, and I turned on the game. It was like beginning of the first quarter. So, and then I don't know. I was talking to her, and then I just heard something. Yada yada. Kobe Bryant. Yada yada. Died. Helicopter crash. I'm like, probably something different because I heard Kobe, and I was thinking they were talking about LeBron because he passed Kobe the night before. I was like, okay. And then my mom went back to make sure. It's like he died in a helicopter crash. I'm like, that can't be true. So we look it up, and it's like TMZ. I'm like, I don't want to believe it, but like you said with Mac Miller and Juice WRLD, it's like, it's kind of got to be true.
Yeah, it's just to like to your point, Theo, is that TMZ. I mean, I guess a lot of people say it's like pretty official, but I kind of find it as like a National Esquire. Is
Yeah,
like,
right.
Okay, you just want clickbait. That's what I
Right.
really
Yeah.
thought.
And it's
Well,
and my dad came out. He told him it was like the same thing you thought was like the rape allegations. I was like, that's what he came out. I was like, well, those are gonna go right out the window.
yeah.
Like,
well, I was laying in bed and I went on Instagram and Bob Menery posted it,
oh,
Oh,
right?
no.
About TMZ reporting this, right? And all the comments are like, cursing him and whatnot. So naturally, I went to Google and I typed in Kobe Bryant because I was like, if Google will have something. And all they talked about was him congratulating LeBron from the night
Yeah.
before. So I was like, all right, let's go to Twitter. And Twitter, no one believed it at first, right? Everyone on Twitter's like, oh,
This can't be true.
please don't let this be true. I don't think this is true.
yeah.
And then I went and I was talking to my mom, and we were flipping through ESPN, CNN, Fox News, all those.
The
And
Pro Bowl
no-
got cut short because they went straight to a CBS special report.
Yeah, and so none of those were reporting anything. But the more I just kept looking on Twitter for more and more stuff, and then eventually, it happened. And then you're just stuck on Twitter because you're hearing his daughters and Rick Fox and all that mess of as far as that. But
And some people should lose their jobs over some of the things they posted.
For sure.
Some of the things saying the whole family was in there, or just him, his wife in there, him and the baby were there. And it's like they were trending. He was trending on Twitter for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
All 10 trends where
Yeah.
Kobe, Rip Kobe, all these other stuff.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's just it was a crazy feeling because like to this day, like even like right now, it's like obviously he's passed, but it's like no, he can't. Like
Yeah.
when is he gonna
And it's
pop
don't you
up?
think it's ironic in a sense? Is after he gets passed, the day after he gets passed by LeBron, this happens.
Yeah, I mean at least he kind of got to see it, like to
Mhm.
see LeBron surpass.
Right.
I don't think he was like as happy, but I mean,
No,
he
I'm
got
sure
to-
he's happy. He wants greatness to go, right?
Yeah.
Like he celebrates greatness. He wanted to be at LeBron's game because it meant so much to him when Jordan was at his game when Kobe passed Jordan.
Yeah.
That he wants to see these young he's one of the better players. Like we see all the players that broadcast former players, right? But he actually he's still like influenced these guys during their career, whether they're playing against him or he is out of the league. That he was pushing them and giving them advice, right?
And he had his camp every summer that he did with the NBA players.
Yeah.
That Jamal Murray went to.
Yeah. So I actually went to that game too right afterwards. Like that whole day, like again, I never met Kobe.
Right.
Saw him in a bunch on TV all the time. Went to a few games and saw him. I got real close to him one game when he was leaving the game, right? But like it was just a surreal feeling, and like we could show up just late enough that we missed the tip off, so we weren't there for the silence. But like I don't really remember anything from that game. That was the only thing on my mind. And like Michael Porter said it best too. He's like, I don't even think I didn't feel like I took a shot today. It didn't feel like we played a game. It didn't feel like I watched the game at all.
The way everybody honored him was just so nice, though. It was so cool to see doing 24-second shot clock violations, 8-second backcourt violations.
Yeah, I thought it was like so convenient that he
Mhm.
has those two
Right.
those
Yeah.
two, like foul things that
Right.
he got.
And then what UConn did for Gianna,
yeah, that was special.
that was cool. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah, and just what everyone's been doing around the world. But what are some of your guys' favorite Kobe moments?
Oh man, I was talking about this to you earlier. The 2009 Game 1 Western Conference Finals, Nuggets, Lakers, Carmelo, LeBron. The
Yeah.
game where LeBron dropped 40.
You mean Carmelo, Kobe?
Sorry, yeah, Carmelo Kobe, where Kobe dropped 40 points. Carmelo had somewhere close to that, in 105 to 103. That's probably my favorite moment. Is just because one of the two best players going at it, and just seeing the greatness of Kobe just overthrowing them, just throwing them off, and then they go on to win the finals that year.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't say I have a specific moment that Kobe had, but I just remember his fadeaway shot, his game winners, just him taking control. I mean, I just have so
The
many.
Mamba mentality.
Yeah,
Exactly. I just
You
see
know-
that just over and over. Just, give me the ball. I'll handle it. We'll go to the locker room. I'll do the. You know what I mean?
I might
So,
change it actually. When him and Shaq won, I think the first NBA Finals.
Mhm.
How special that was for both those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Theo?
I mean, there's a bunch, right?
Mhm.
You can't just single it down. Like the oop to Shaq against the Trailblazers is one, right? Like
Good.
will live on forever. Like you said, there's like his fadeaways, right? The killer instinct. Him after winning the championship and just this first one after Shaq, right, where he's shaking his jersey and but
Or his last game, dropping 60.
dropping 60 on 50 shots. That everyone seems to forget about the 50 shots, but
In the same night, wasn't like the same night the Warriors won 74,
73, yeah.
73.
But honestly, it's still a sadder moment. But when he tore his Achilles, honestly, the fact that he was able to go out on a torn Achilles and make both his free throws,
Yeah.
like
Most people want to be standing on that.
that
leg.
that just like that. Again, you can pick a lot of moments, but that kind of defines Kobe Bryant as a person right there.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was just that nothing came to him. I would say easy, but he would always. You know what I mean? He would just always take control. You know what I mean? Like no matter how big the situation was, as you said, after Shaq left, like I would say he needed him, but he won. I think 2 after.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Powell and the player formerly known as Ron Artest on the squad.
Yeah. World.
Yeah, but then you listen to all these tributes and you listen to more of these stories, right? Where you're like, I've heard stories like this, right? Like Dwayne Wade talking about after one of the games, right? He comes out and Kobe's still working out in Miami, and him and LeBron are like getting ready to go out, and they're like, well, we can't have him outwork us in our own gym. So they go and they change in their workout gear, and they're out there and they're putting up shots after a game that they won,
Yeah.
that they didn't need to because they're in the prime of their career.
Yeah.
And Kobe's still just going out there, and he stays there longer than they did. Like,
Yeah. And it's like the way Shaq found out, I still think is so sad. Did you hear him talk about that? He's working out with his son, and not Sharif. Do you know the other son's name? No. But he's working out, and his nephew came downstairs with the phone, coming in, goes up to Shaq, and he goes, Uncle Shaq, Uncle Kobe died. And he's like, shows him the report. He's like, man, that's fake. Get that out of here. But he's like, he said deep in his mind, he like knew it was real, but he didn't want to believe it. He like said he snapped at his nephew, like full on snapped at him. And I think that same morning they said that Kobe texted Sharif and Shaq, and for them to know him as Uncle Kobe is just so sad too.
Yeah.
To have him go like that.
Yeah, and there's like another moment like on when he was at practice, and he kind of pulled a Jimmy Butler, kind of talking crap to his teammates and everything, and just like he's just one of that competitive nature with all his teammates, and I mean that's just like one of the big things.
And that's what made him so great was his drive to win.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know, did you guys hear the story that Lou Williams told? So it was that year. It was Lou Williams and Nick Young on the squad, and they got smacked by Portland. I don't know what the score was, but they got smacked.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
And so Kobe goes into the game, into the locker room, and takes everyone who has Kobe's and threw him in the trash and said, "You don't deserve to wear my shoe." Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and again, it's just a sad thing. We're not going to see what Gigi was going to be like. We're not going to see
what could have been, what should have been, coming out.
So rest in peace to Kobe, Gianna, and the rest of the victims. Coming back after the break, we got some Super Bowl talk, and see what happens on this big day on Sunday. You won't want to miss it.
I'm taking a trip over to Tibet, see the sights, climb a hill or two. But I remember, oh man, I got one guy out here who I actually know. So I give an old ringy-dingy to the Lama.
What?
The Dalai Lama, his laminescence, flowing robes, the grace, bald, striking really. I says to the Lama, hey, you remember that round I caddied for you down in Shangri-La? Well, apparently some station out in Lakewood taped the whole thing. See, the Lama's a big hitter. Nailed 2 eagles in a row that day. Well, he says, what station could have possibly gotten all the way out to my sacred holy lands, the Shangri? I says it was none other than GoMileHigh.com, Lama. They got the best sports coverage in the state. The Lama actually tips me this time, 2-1. So he pretty much stiffed me again. But I got him hooked on GoMileHigh.com. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
It's great.
GoMileHigh.com.
What does it take to be on air? It's not just the personality, though it does help. It takes drive, creativity, passion, and the willingness to develop yourself and truly find what makes you special. At Go Mile High, students are given this chance to become something great. You never know. Someone you're hearing right now could be the next big thing, and you could be the first to know how it all started. So keep listening, because you never know what's next on GoMileHigh.com.
Every day, across this country, hundreds of college radio stations take to the air, broadcasting music and programming that you won't hear anywhere else.
It's one of the last places where people can really be able to actually say what they want to say.
Without it, you wouldn't have a place for local artists to perform. Certain people need to have a chance, a fighting chance, and college radio is that place for it.
College radio changes the lives of those who are involved with it, and can change those who listen to it too.
This is where we start out, from getting all this great experience working in college radio. It makes you want to work in real radio.
College radio means finding yourself. It helped me find what I wanted to do in not only school but in life.
So support college radio by continuing to listen to this station and supporting the students who make it happen. College radio, now, more than ever. A message brought to you by this station and the College Radio Foundation. For more information, please visit collegeradio.org.
Hurry, young Popsy, we must make it back to Camelot so I can listen to GoMileHigh.com.
Oh, who goes there?
It is I, King Arthur on his mighty steed. Let me in the castle at once. I must get to my quarters to listen in to the best in Colorado's sports lifestyle programming.
But, sir, don't we live in medieval Wales?
No, Popsy, you mustn't ask questions when I'm listening about my beloved Broncos. GoMileHigh.com.
Welcome back to the Blitz. So, big game on Sunday, right?
Oh,
Have you guys heard about it? It's Niners,
Yes,
Chiefs,
the game,
right?
It's the week. It's the game they do the week after the Pro Bowl, the biggest game.
Yeah,
of the
right.
year.
Yeah. Second biggest game of the NFL season after the Pro Bowl, right?
Yeah. I mean, Pro Bowl is what I wake up to. I dream
Right, dude.
about that.
That's what I get out. Yeah, it's a real life fantasy football league, right? So we got Niners and we got Chiefs. Who's got the edge going in this game?
Niners. I'd say Niners.
Niners.
No, best defense in the league going up against. I think they are the best offense in the league, I believe, and we've seen it before. Number one offense, number one defense. Number one defense always comes out on top. That front seven is scary. I've never seen anything like it before, and I think the Niners got the edge in this game.
I like the Chiefs. Honestly, I really
You're not
believe.
a real Broncos fan.
I mean, I really. I mean, out of all the AFC West, I think the Chiefs are pretty deserving behind the Broncos, in my opinion.
I'd say the Chargers.
I can't say.
They don't even have Phillip Rivers anymore. They're not going to win.
But I do see the Chiefs doing some cool things. I do see Patrick Mahomes scrambling out, making those tough throws that he's been doing the last couple years. They do have weapons that, like Denver didn't have in 2013. Tyreek Hill will, if you get him the ball a couple times, you're going to get double coverage. And once that happens, you got Kelsey and Sammy Watkins will be open. And the running game wasn't too bad against Tennessee. So I honestly believe that KC's going to win. But
we'll get to the predictions. You don't have to say it now.
I was getting all hyped up.
Man.
Well,
what do you got?
See, I'm kind of with you that the Chiefs have the edge for this reason. You mentioned the front seven, which is great, right? They're amazing. They're scary, right? You have four guys, their front four, right? All have 10-plus sacks or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But just Pat Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
Because he can make those plays with his legs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the weakness of the Niners, it's that secondary. They're not. You have track stars for the wide receiver position between Hardman and Tyreek Hill, right? And your best corner, as great as Richard Sherman is, he's not the Richard Sherman of Seattle, right? So
he's not going to be able to guard Tyreek Hill one-on-one like he used to do with Crabtree.
Well, yeah, it's I mean, those are two different receivers, but it's
but still,
if the front fours especially can't contain Mahomes and let him get out of the pocket, that's where the issues are going to happen, right? That's where he's going to be able to pick up yards, and then you're going to have to play it different, right? Which then allows other things to open up.
Yeah.
So it pains me to say it because I don't want to say it, but the Chiefs do have the advantage going into this game just because of that.
And also, it's like, as much as I hate the Chiefs, I like Patrick Mahomes, and if he played for any other team, man,
Even the Patriots?
except the Patriots,
All right, so
or the
almost any
Raiders.
other team.
Almost any other team except for anybody else in the AFC.
I would have been
West
okay if he
and
was
the
a Charger,
Patriots.
honestly.
You
I
would've
don't know. I know they're a divisional foe, but it's just.
Did you see the stat about the AFC West? Since 2005, the Raiders have not won a division title.
Yeah, there's been a time, we're getting a little sidetracked, but that the Raiders fans has not been able to celebrate a division title or a playoff win since Facebook was created. They weren't able to celebrate it on Twitter.
The last time they won a division title was 04.
Yeah, so that was before Facebook, so before any social media. So Raiders fans have not been able to celebrate any major milestone outside making the wild card.
After
a couple
Derek Carr
years
broke his leg.
back.
And I ain't mad about that at
No,
all.
not at all.
No,
So,
dude, it's great to see.
all right, so let's isolate this, right? The Niners win this game because of blank.
Defense.
Elaborate.
Defense. The secondary's going to have to keep up with Tyreek Hill, and then that's a hard task to do, especially not just Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelsey, Sammy Watkins, all those guys. It's going to be hard to keep up with them. Then, Patrick Mahomes, like you said, he's mobile. That front seven's going to have some work to do. They win because of defense. Offense might not be as productive, but this defense is what's going to win them this game if they can keep it contained.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Dylan. I mean, the San Francisco defense, but I'm going to say George Kittle. I think he's the best tight end in the game. He's one of a kind. If you try to tackle him, he's going to stiff arm you. He's going to make you look dumb. He can block.
Carry 3 defenders with him down the sideline.
Yeah, he can block. He can catch. So I think he's going to be the X factor, and that will open up Samuels and Sanders. So I really believe that if Garoppolo can get the chance, that George Kittle will be the answer for San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. See, for me, I mean, again, it's what every team wants, but it's especially what you want to do with the Chiefs. You want to limit the big plays, right? You let the Chiefs, let them take everything underneath, right? Let them waste that clock. You don't want them striking quick, because you saw against Houston how they turned a 24-0 deficit into a 51-7
in one quarter
final
starting
thing,
one
right? You
quarter, yeah.
saw against Tennessee down 17-7, going up 31-17, right? Was the final or something?
I think so.
They're so explosive that you have to limit this. If that means you have to back off your safeties a tad bit, and let them get the shorter passes. You do that. You don't let Tyreek Hill get behind you. You don't let you tackle right. Sure, Travis Kelce might break a big one here and there because he's so big, but you keep everything small. You let him waste more time to score the same amount of points. You don't let them. If it takes them 5 minutes to score, right? That's fine. You don't want them scoring in 90 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you're going to have the trouble, because offensively you can't keep up with that kind of offense that the Chiefs
And they
bring.
basically run 2-minute drill every time they're out on the field.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because you look at Tennessee, what they did the last 2 games with the Patriots and Ravens was, run it, drain the clock with the occasional pass. I mean, they tried that with the Chiefs.
Well, it was fine, right? But what happened? They let Tyreek Hill get back. They let Hardman get back there.
They just let them beat them.
They let them beat them with those big plays that, again, you take 5 minutes to score and the Chiefs take 2 minutes, you're not going to win that game.
No.
Yeah, no matter how good your running game is, they're going to score fast, and you got to be ready, and then your game plan changes.
Yeah, especially both teams have great running backs.
Right.
And especially who I forgot which what was the one that ran for 220?
Mozart.
Yeah. You got Mozart, and then you got Williams, who are both Dolphins.
Yeah.
Now both on different teams playing in Miami, and Mohert. Now, if we're gonna get into the Chiefs winning, the run game, not just the passing game, because they're trying to stop.
I was getting there.
game.
The Chiefs win this game because blank.
Because run game, just offense in general. I'm gonna go opposites than 49ers offense, because they're gonna try and stop Patrick Mahomes on the throw, stop all those receivers, stop Kelsey, Hill, Watkins, and then you got Williams in the backfield, who's gonna be able to run the ball this game against this front seven with a great offensive line. It's both these teams' lines, the defensive line for the Niners, the offensive line for the Chiefs, are great. And I can't wait to see this bash, just these big bashes at the front center, and watch how they play out. Who's going to get more sacks? Who's going to stop them? Who's going to have the better run game, the better offense? That's what I think. The offense wins them the game, not defense. Their defense.
Yeah, I have to say Patrick Mahomes. He's, as you say, the last 2 years, he is one of a kind.
Showtime.
Yeah, Showtime
right.
Mahomes.
The new prime time.
And so the way that he has all those weapons, and then not to mention that, he can scramble, he can run too, and that he can confuse you when you're on zone and when you're on man. It's almost untouchable.
He'll look at you over here and then he'll throw it that way.
And also, if Andy Reid doesn't,
choke.
Exactly. This is the second time there, but as long as he stays calm like he's did the last couple of games with Houston and just rely on Mahomes, they have a legit chance. But to sum it up, it is Mahomes that.
It's the second time there's a head coach, actually.
Yeah, second time at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
As head coach. Yeah, it's because he won the one with the Packers.
No,
the Packers.
He lost it with the Eagles.
He lost with the Eagles, and he was a
that's right.
offensive coordinator with the Packers in '96 and '97.
But that was all Brett Favre.
Yeah,
just kidding.
The Chiefs win this game because of the return of Chris Jones. That guy is going to have that guy's going to have the most responsibility of disrupting that line and getting into the backfield and trying to stop that run game, right? We know that Jimmy G has shown flashes of brilliance, right, of what they traded for. But you look at these playoffs, he has not been doing that, right?
He threw 8 passes in the NFC Championship.
So if you can Chris Jones needs to try and get past that line and, cause chaos back there, because if you force the Niners off the run game, I think you have a better chance of beating you want the Niners to beat you with Jimmy G throwing rather than than them running the ball down your throats.
And don't forget they have Terrell Suggs now too.
Yeah, so I think Chris Jones will win them. It's the reason that Kansas City wins that.
MVP predictions? You guys want to do that?
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Is it on there?
Yeah. Right before we go to break, let's score predictions. What do you got, Dylan?
Ooh, man, this is tough. No, breakout offenses and good defense. We're going to go 21-28.
Who?
No, 24-21.
Who?
Niners.
Niners?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chiefs. I think that's going to be a close game, 42-35.
Seems like, looking at the board, everyone's going high.
Really?
Yeah, everyone's putting up 40, 30, somewhere around there, right?
I think it's going to be close.
Before we go, I think it's going to be... See, I can't pick the Chiefs, but I think I have to. I hate it. I hate myself that I have to go this way. I think it's going to be Chiefs 26-24. I don't know how they get 26.
You missed an extra point.
Maybe,
Kick
yeah.
2 field goals.
So on the other side of the break, we'll go into prop bets. So you don't want to miss it. Stick tuned. This is the Blitz.
Buddy, young Papsy, we must make it back to Camelot so I can listen to GoMileHigh.com.
Oh, who goes there?
It is I, King Arthur on his mighty steed. Let me in the castle at once. I must get to my quarters to listen in to the best in Colorado's sports lifestyle programming.
But, sir, don't we live in medieval Wales?
No, Popsy, you mustn't ask questions when I'm listening about my beloved Broncos. Ah, GoMileHigh.com.
Every day, across this country, hundreds of college radio stations take to the air, broadcasting music and programming that you won't hear anywhere else.
It's one of the last places where people can really be able to actually say what they want to say.
Without it, you wouldn't have a place for local artists to perform. Certain people need to have a chance, a fighting chance, and college radio is that place for it.
College radio changes the lives of those who are involved with it and can change those who listen to it too.
This is where we start out, from getting all this great experience working in college radio. It makes you want to work in real radio.
College radio means finding yourself. It helped me find what I wanted to do in not only school but in life.
So support college radio by continuing to listen to this station and supporting the students who make it happen. College radio, now, more than ever. A message brought to you by this station and the College Radio Foundation. For more information, please visit collegeradio.org.
What does it take to be on air? It's not just a personality, though it does help. It takes drive, creativity, passion, and the willingness to develop yourself and truly find what makes you special. At Go Mile High, students are given this chance to become something great. You never know. Someone you're hearing right now could be the next big thing, and you could be the first to know how it all started. So keep listening, because you never know what's next on GoMileHigh.com.
I'm taking a trip over to Tibet, see the sights, climb a hill or two. But I remember, oh man, I got one guy out here who I actually know. So I give an old ringy-dingy to the Lama.
What?
The Dalai Lama, his laminescence, flowing robes, grace, bald, striking really. I says to the Lama, hey, you remember that round I caddied for you down in Shangri-La? Well, apparently some station out in Lakewood taped the whole thing. See, the Lama's a big hitter. Nailed 2 eagles in a row that day. Well, he says, what station could have possibly gotten all the way out to my sacred holy lands, the Shangri? I says it was none other than GoMileHigh.com, Lama. They got the best sports coverage in the state. The Lama actually tips me this time, 2-1. So he pretty much stiffed me again. But I got him hooked on GoMileHigh.com. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
That's great.
GoMileHigh.com.
Welcome back to the Blitz. I am joined here with Dylan and former MVP Carson Wentz lookalike Zach Ducello. So, one of the best parts about the Super Bowl, right, are the bets.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest bet games on, and the odd kind of prop bets we get with it. So I figure, why don't we do this segment with some prop bets? All right. First one. Over under 2 minutes that Demi Lovato sings the national anthem.
Oh, I'm going over.
Over 2?
Over 2. Let me read this, what CBS says about it, right? Expert analysis. Lovato blazed past 2 minutes when she sang the anthem at Mayweather-McGregor in 2017. But her previous renditions, which all came outdoors, finished shy of the 2 minute mark. While the over is more likely to hit, the value plays on the under. Plus 180 For the under, minus 220 for the over.
I'll go over.
Over?
Yeah, I mean, she's been looking for this moment for a while. I think she's gonna,
Especially after the overdose controversy, all that stuff.
yeah, she'll probably like throw her earbuds, be like, "No, I'm getting there."
See, I think I'm with you. I should have pulled up the history of how long all the national anthems are.
It's like
I think-
Pink's was crazy long a few years back.
Yeah, so I'm with you guys on the over. Not even because it's a better bet as far as money wise, or no, I mean the under is the better bet. But I think this is her time to shine because it is the most watching sporting event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So next one, which team will score first? Niners or Chiefs?
Chiefs.
I'm gonna go.
Actually, go ahead.
Don't switch it. I'm gonna go San Francisco.
San Francisco. No, I'm just joking. I'll go Chiefs.
Chiefs?
I'll say Chiefs.
I know it's hard, right? Because it's like whoever's going to get the ball.
He's probably going to score first.
I think I got to go. I think the Chiefs as well. This is not just necessarily touchdown. This could be a field goal. It could be a safety.
There's just any score.
Right.
I'll go Chiefs. So
Yeah, I just think that if Chiefs get the ball 1st, that San Francisco will stop them on that first drive more or less,
Yeah.
and that they have a solid
first drive.
Yeah, first sequence. So I think that's why I really think would happen.
Actually, I
Or
kind of
will.
want to change it now.
Yeah,
It's like you guys remember that guy that bet on the year the Broncos lost to the Seahawks. I'll always forget when a guy bet on the safety on the first snap of the game and won like over $1 million or something like that.
yeah, lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going Niners.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to have some butterflies
Think so?
in their stomach.
yeah.
Whoever on that team has really been Terrell Suggs has, yes, but offensively, as far as their key guys, who's been to a Super Bowl and played in a game this
No
big?
one.
No one.
No one big. So yeah,
And you got the leadership of Sanders on that offense that I think calm everyone down.
Just
so
played in 2.
yeah,
and
this
if-
will be his second, right? Oh no,
third
just
because he played
yeah.
one with the Steelers when they
Yeah.
lost to the Packers.
All right, next one. Who will score the first touchdown of the game? Player.
Oh,
And if you're going Pat Mahomes, you're going Pat Mahomes running it in, or Jimmy Garoppolo. You're not saying they're throwing it. It's whoever catches that one.
you know what? I'll go Williams with that.
Damian Williams.
Yep, Damian Williams.
All right, I'm gonna go with Debo Samuel.
You took mine.
Yeah, really?
Hey,
Yeah.
you can still use it.
No, it's fine. So we got Debo for Zach, and who'd you say? Damian Williams.
Yeah, I said Damian Williams.
I'm gonna go George Kittle on this one.
George Kittle.
You kind of think the strategy in this is to establish your go-to guys,
But I
first,
feel like with
and-
the sorry.
and so I think if the Niners get the ball first, they're going to try and press, get those linebackers to try and back off so they can run it more. And I think that George Kittle will be able to get a touchdown, whether it's off a play-action bootleg on like the 2,
Yeah.
right? I think George Kittle and try and get him going
Right,
early.
yeah.
Get your
I feel
big-
like the Chiefs will get inside the 5, and they're gonna run it in with Damian Williams. I just feel like once they get inside the 5, they probably won't throw it. Just try not risk interception. Let him run it in.
Yeah. I would say if I'm gonna, you don't have like how they're gonna score right coming up or anything?
No, it's whoever crosses the end zone, right? So if George Kittle gets on a reverse, right? Again, the only person is if a quarterback has to run it in for them to count as the first touchdown.
All right.
So it's whoever gets credit for running it in.
Then if you're gonna say, I may say that they may do like some type of reverse, but then they stop and throw it down the field like they did it with the Saints. So I would say if I had to choose a way, it'd probably be that way for Debo.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Next one. I guess it kind of relates to who you pick, though. Jersey number of first player to score first touchdown. So it's not the exact number, so it's a range. 1 through 10, 11 through 20, so on and so forth. Or if you don't think a TD is scored, you get plus 25,000. You don't think a touchdown is going to get scored in the Super Bowl on this bet.
Just the first to score.
Yeah, so it's pretty much if you're going with Debo, it's whatever in that range. So I guess
So
it's
go
that
Damian
range,
Williams,
right?
30 to so it would be 30 to 40 or 30 to.
The Debo, he's in the 80s, right?
He's 18, isn't he?
Or 18, yeah.
I think so.
I'll do the teens, 11 through 19.
11 through 20?
Yeah, 11
30s.
through 20.
30s. So you got 31 through 40?
Yeah, he's 36, isn't he?
I think so. I don't have the
check.
number off top. See, I'm going with the bigger one because Kittle's 85, so I'm going 80 through 99. That's all lumped in one. So I like my chances
No,
on
I'll
that.
go 60s or hand it off to the offensive line.
The other one you can go through too, but those are more linemen. It's 41 through 79.
26. Sorry, 20.
So 21 through 30.
21 through 30.
21 through 30.
36 was what's his face?
80 through 99. All right, next one. Which song will Jennifer Lopez sing first at halftime?
Oh,
Get Right or any other song?
Oh man, I think it's gonna be another song.
Another song?
Yeah, I don't know too many J-Lo songs,
Yeah.
but
When I think J-Lo, I think of the South Park version when it's Cartman's hand.
Taco flavored kisses.
Yeah, taco flavored kisses.
Yeah. So what are you going? Are you going with Get Right or are you going with anything else?
Get Right.
Get Right. I'm with Dylan on this one. I think it's going to be Get Right. I don't
It's
know.
her most popular song. You got to kick it off with that.
Yeah, that. I mean, I don't think she's going to start with Jenny with the block from the block,
No.
right? Like, I think that's it. And then follow up. Which song will Shakira sing first at halftime? She Wolf or anything else?
Anything else, probably.
yeah, I think if she can play, if she can
Did
play,
you say anything else, Dylan?
Yeah.
All right.
I think if she could play Whenever, Wherever, or Hips Don't Lie.
Yeah, if Hips Don't Lie gets played first,
I might have to download some Shakira
right.
music. She
See,
might bring
this
that
is
back.
like, I'm not excited for the halftime show this year.
Oh, I
Like,
am.
it's good. No, it's gonna be good, but it's not like the most I've been excited for one. It's like Prince is my all-time favorite halftime show.
I don't know. Like, She Wolf does not seem like it's the
Right.
like the song to come out from, but
Hips Don't Lie is gonna come out first.
I mean, it could be the Whenever, Wherever,
Yeah.
or it could even be the Waka Waka one that she did for the World Cup. Like, that seems fitting for that. So I think I'm gonna have to take the other, even though even though apparently the rumor is that it's gonna be She Wolf.
What do you think? Do you think she just comes up like just plays a brand new song no one's heard?
No, no, that never.
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's like Maroon 5. They didn't even do their most popular song last year.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, so next one. Now we're getting into some player props. Pat Mahomes over under 305.5 passing yards.
Over.
I'm gonna go under.
Under.
He averages 300, so
Yeah, I think it's gonna be under. I think that
Under.
defense is. I'm banking on that defense to keep him in check.
as much as I want that defense too, I think he goes over.
Like it'd be cool if he can.
Yeah.
Obviously, but
I mean, he's not gonna beat Brady's record from against the Falcons, but it'd be incredible if he did.
What was it? Over 500?
It was like 520 or something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah. That's,
All right, next one. We got. Sorry, where is this? Oh, Tyreek Hill over under receiving yards 71.5.
I'm gonna go over.
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 Because he's gonna get a couple small ones, and then
A few breakouts.
yeah, they're gonna look for that big play. Which
So yeah, I'm going under. I think they're gonna
Hold
focus on him.
I think Sherman will hold him.
I think they're gonna game plan for that. All right, Jimmy Garoppolo passing yards 239.5 over under.
Under. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't know, because it might game plan for a throwing game if run doesn't work out.
I'm gonna say under. I definitely don't think that running game is gonna be there. So he's gonna try to, but I don't think he's gonna hit 230.
My heart says over, but I'm gonna have to go with under.
You're going under.
Yeah.
I'm going over. I have faith in my boy Jimmy G.
Mr. Playboy.
So
You know, we got a full house and what was the? Did you guys see that? He looks like John
Uncle
Stamos.
Jesse. Yeah, Uncle
Yeah,
Jesse.
and then what's the other one? It's Padma and Roseanne.
Yeah, yeah. Last one I have on here. Who will be named Super Bowl MVP?
Oh, we're here.
Pat Mahomes is the favorite at -130, and then after that it goes up. Yeah, everyone else is plus.
Man, this is just so hard to pick because you just don't. It's like we don't know any of these, but like this is just the hardest one to pick.
Yeah, I mean, if I won't go with the top favorite. I'm gonna go with George Kittle. I really think that
First, you think he's gonna be the first tight end, huh? That's
yeah.
ballsy.
I really.
I
hope
want to say Nick Bosa, dude. I want to say he has a breakout game, has like 5 sacks, and just win Super Bowl MVP.
But didn't you pick the Niners or didn't you pick the Chiefs to win?
No, I picked Niners.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, you picked the Chiefs.
You
picked
guys
the
picked Chiefs. I
Yeah,
picked
that's right. I
Niners.
got them mixed up. Sorry.
Yeah. I want to say Nick Bosa, man. You know, screw it. Let's go Bosa.
Bosa. Who are you going with?
I'm gonna go with George Kittle.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird that I picked the Chiefs and I expect.
Yeah, see, because
opposite.
it's weird because I know I said the Chiefs and I wrote down Niners for me.
But
Oh no, that's for who scores first.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
I
what
wanna-
that's what mixed me up.
For me, it was between Nick Bosa and Raheem Mostert.
If I'll change mine. I'll change it to I'll go with Kelsey.
Kelsey.
You're going with the tight ends
Still
either
tight
way.
end.
Tight end either
See,
way.
It is a ballsy pick because no tight end's ever been MVP.
So when I thought about this, right, I had the Niners winning, and so I was going to go with actually Matt Breida.
Really?
I think he'd be the one, right? Mostert's been the darling and everything, but I think Breida would be the one to get them there. But since I ended up picking the Chiefs,
You gonna go Williams?
I gotta go with Mahomes. Like,
Mahomes, yeah.
I know he's the favorite, right?
It's the
but
obvious pick though, and then you get bragging rights if it's right.
and not even like it's
Yeah, I know.
it's not like picking Julian Edelman from last year, right?
It's a hard topic to choose. It's hard to choose.
Yeah. So like, and again, if I went with the Niners, I would have gone Matt Breida. But if I go with the Chiefs win, it's going to be Pat Mahomes. So join us on after the break, and we're going to get talking about what the hell happened to those Nuggets last night.
Goody, young Papsy, we must make it back to Camelot so I can listen to GoMileHigh.com.
Oh, who goes there?
It is I, King Arthur on his mighty steed. Let me in the castle at once. I must get to my quarters to listen in to the best in Colorado's sports lifestyle programming.
But, sir, don't we live in medieval Wales?
No, Popsy, you mustn't ask questions when I'm listening about my beloved Broncos. Ah, GoMileHigh.com.
I'm taking a trip over to Tibet, you know, see the sights, climb a hill or two. But I remember, oh man, I got one guy out here who I actually know. So I give an old ringy-dingy to the Lama.
What?
You know, the Dalai Lama, his laminescence, flowing robes, the grace, bald, striking really. I says to the Lama, hey, you remember that round I caddied for you down in Shangri-La? Well, apparently some station out in Lakewood taped the whole thing. See, the Lama's a big hitter. Nailed 2 eagles in a row that day. Well, he says, what station could have possibly gotten all the way out to my sacred holy lands, the Shangri? I says it was none other than GoMileHigh.com, Lama. They got the best sports coverage in the state. The Lama actually tips me this time, 2-1. So he pretty much stiffed me again. But I got him hooked on GoMileHigh.com. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
That's great.
GoMileHigh.com.
What does it take to be on air? It's not just a personality, though it does help. It takes drive, creativity, passion, and the willingness to develop yourself and truly find what makes you special. At Go Mile High, students are given this chance to become something great. You never know. Someone you're hearing right now could be the next big thing, and you could be the first to know how it all started. So keep listening, because you never know what's next on GoMileHigh.com.
Every day, across this country, hundreds of college radio stations take to the air, broadcasting music and programming that you won't hear anywhere else.
It's one of the last places where people can really be able to actually say what they want to say.
Without it, you wouldn't have a place for local artists to perform. Certain people need to have a chance, a fighting chance, and college radio is that place for it.
College radio changes the lives of those who are involved with it and can change those who listen to it too.
This is where we start out, you know? From getting all this great experience working in college radio, it makes you want to work in real radio.
College radio means finding yourself. It helped me find what I wanted to do in not only school but in life.
So support college radio by continuing to listen to this station and supporting the students who make it happen. College radio, now, more than ever. A message brought to you by this station and the College Radio Foundation. For more information, please visit collegeradio.org.
Welcome back to the Blitz. Thank you for joining us for our final segment where we're going to talk about the Nuggets 96-104 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies yesterday on the road. And I was streaming this game because obviously I can't watch it at home because we have Comcast.
Thanks, Altitude.
Thanks, Comcast.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I guess
Comcast,
at this point,
yeah.
thanks whoever. Just give me the
Right. Give me the
bleeping
Nuggets.
games.
I don't want to. I
right?
don't want to watch everything on Reddit.
And so I watched probably the first quarter and a half, and the Nuggets weren't making an effort, so I didn't make the effort to finish watching the game. So
That's fair, dude.
But I don't know. Maybe it's tired because they're down 4 men and they got Gary Harris back, and Jokic has been playing a lot more without Plumlee. But or maybe it's just they didn't think Memphis is a threat. But you look at this, right? They were they put up 45 3-pointers yesterday. They were 17 of 45 in comparison to Memphis, who was 6 of 18. You would think with those kind of numbers, right, for beating them in the 3-point range, that you would probably have won by 10 or 12 points. But they ended up losing by 8. And it really wasn't close from what I was checking out for the game afterwards. So where do you think this stems from, Zach? Start with you this time.
Yeah, so I think it kind of goes to the point that, Nuggets don't do well with sub 500 teams. Yeah. They always show up against.
But Memphis is a playoff team, though. They're in the race for the playoffs. It shouldn't matter, right?
But
you
they
might
have a
see
losing
them.
record still.
But you still might see them in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I just don't see them. It's just I think if it's a team that's not a playoff caliber team, not like as you said Memphis, but like a Clippers, Milwaukee, Toronto, those higher echelon teams, I think that's when they tend to show up. It was just sloppy play, as you said. When they turned the ball over, like they didn't care that they turned the ball over. And I know like after the first quarter, Malone was like, just forget about it. We're gonna start from here. And it's like they didn't hear Mike Malone talk at all, or I don't know if it's literally had to do with Kobe still. Like they just looked like they didn't want to be there and perform for anybody.
Well, looking at the turnovers, right? The final turnovers, again, since not watching the second half, because like I said, if they weren't going to make an effort while I'm watching, why should I make the effort to watch them? So the Nuggets finished with 19 turnovers and the Grizzlies finished with 16, so it didn't seem as bad. Like they were creating turnovers. Jokic had 7 of those by himself, though.
Jeez.
And that's not what you want from your star. So where does this issue lie? Is this just because Jokic is getting burnt out too many minutes now?
Maybe it's
without Plumlee?
Yeah.
Or is it, Jamal Murray needs to be there because he's the quote-unquote de facto leader because they have no one else?
No,
Who's missed more right now, I guess is my question. Jamal or Mason Plumlee?
Jamal.
Yeah, I would say Jamal. I mean, when you watch Monte Morris and then you watch, I don't think P.J. Dozier was even playing last night.
No, but Morris came off the bench yesterday, too. Their starting 5 was Torrey, Barton, Harris, Grant, and Jokic. Okay. And Grant also played 38 minutes, and Morris played 33 off the bench, so he essentially started.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of surprising that they're trying to work in Gary Harris, which is, he's a starter, but it seemed like they did better, without him. But no, I would say Jamal, he's a leader. He's the one that's going to be, picking up his teammates, knowing what's going on.
He's going to lead you to this victory.
But man, is it hard when you only have Jokic as your big man and Plumlee's not there to stop, points in the paint.
And that man can't do that every night. He can't be the guy that has to win them every night.
So that leads me to my next question. Do the Nuggets need to make a trade just so they can stay up? Because of how competitive this West is, if they go on a 3-game slide, they were at 1.2, and I think they're at 3 now. That a 3-game slide, and if everyone behind them wins, drops them from 3 to 6, 7 range. Do they need to make a trade just to stay afloat for a big man?
How far are we from All-Star Week?
About 3 weeks, I would say.
Yeah, 2 to 3
Then
weeks.
I'd say yes. You need to get another guy in there.
But
Nikolai can't just be out there all the time. Like especially that. You guys remember not Pacers game? Sorry, the Trailblazers game where he played over 65 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, but that was a playoff game.
Yeah,
that was a regular season game.
But also, he's essentially not doing like the exact same. He's doing the same thing almost every night now.
Yeah.
Where he's out there most of the game trying to make plays because we can't sub people in for him because Plumlee's out. Juancho's not playing at his level.
I mean, looking at what centers are available, I mean, there's really not much to choose from other than Kevin Love, and you're not going to pick up.
You're not going to pick up that contract.
Exactly.
I mean, I actually suggested the other day when I was talking with KJ about Willie Cauley-Stein, but he just got shipped off to Dallas, right? A low investment. He makes $2 million on his contract this year, right? He's done at the end of the year. You can cut ties with him if you want, right? But he can keep someone afloat defensively and give your big man a break. The other guy I looked at was Nerlens Noel. He's making a couple million. Granted, he's on contract for next year, but if he plays well enough in this month, you may not have to sign Plumlee if you don't want to. Mm-hmm. And you also get Blow Ball another year. So
I would like the Cauley-Stein idea, though.
Again, that's off the table because he's got shipped off to or do they just look to try and bring someone in? Like Joakim Noah was a name that was floating around for the Mavericks. Does someone like that again, you're not looking for this guy to play the rest of the season. You're looking for him to keep the ship afloat for the next 3 weeks until Plumlee gets back. Even if you have to rest Plumlee a little longer to make sure he comes back, you can do that. But
And
the situation they're at now, they can't do that.
Yeah. And if we do get that big guy in, Plumlee can just, without stressing, just rest those weeks out, and then he gets the All-Star break. Like, he'll come back full force. But, you know, you got to try and make a trade here because they're going to, like you said, Theo, where they're going to drop. They're going to keep going down. We're going to drop in the rankings, and it's not going to be great.
Yeah.
The Nuggets are going to drop in the rankings. It's not going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough. Like, I think another name that could be thrown out there would maybe be Drummond, possibly. I know that's.
But do you want to take on that big of a contract
No,
for
we don't.
a couple weeks? Because, again, Drummond probably wants starter minutes, and you're going to probably have to give up because Detroit's not going to give him up for nothing, right?
No.
So you're going to have to give up a big investment, and then you're going to have to try and figure out a way to work him and Jokic. And then he's not going to re-sign at the end of the year, so you give up a lot of value for.
Yeah.
And again, you're getting Plumlee in a couple weeks, so I don't think I don't think a big name is the way to go.
I would say with your trade scenario, we can't trade with with OKC because that'd be in a division.
But we traded for Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
He was at the Thunder. That was a divisional trade.
But who would we give up? We would probably give up like Barton, maybe.
No, you don't need to give up anything. You can give up if whatever pick they have, and maybe like a Juancho or even a Malik.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
If just again, because you're also getting Noel for an extra year, at very minimal money. And again, if he shows off well, you can afford to maybe start Plumlee and rest Jokic a couple games if Noel buys in and fits to the system. Because he comes off the bench for the Thunder now, I believe, and so you're kind of setting up for the future. Because again, if he works well, you don't have to drop all this money for Mason Plumlee to stay as much as you'd want. Nerlens Noel looks like he's buying in. He looks like a great fit. You pay him $3 million compared to whatever you're gonna pay Plumlee next year. You just have more money to go out and kind of probably bring in some more vets and get off this youth, you know.
Yeah, it's a tough decision. I would say like I'm the biggest fan of Jakeem Noah, but I think that he would fit that 2 to 3 weeks. But I do
a couple 10-day contracts, and then by the time he's done, Plumlee should be back. So that's another option. But outside Noah, I'm not sure what other big free agents are available that they can pick up.
None, probably.
Yeah, it's tough because then you gotta also factor in the power forward. What are you gonna do with Millsap contract and Plumlee? So it's tough to if you pick up a heavy contract now, are you gonna transfer that over for the next coming years? Do you see them
again? And that's why I think Noel's a perfect one. He makes $3-4 million each year. Yeah. So you pay whatever's left here, and then you pay him another 3-4 next year. And again, if he proves to be a serviceable big man, again, he might not be able to pass like Plumlee, but maybe he can put up a few more points or get you a little more defense, right, when you need to.
Defensive player.
Isn't that an investment worth making?
I believe so. I mean, when you look at what's just happened in the last couple of days without Plumlee, you could definitely see that our center position, or the Nuggets center position, it's weak. It's not looking positive until you see Bobo come out of the G League, which.
But he's been dealing with injuries too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
he's still dealing with a nagging foot injury. It's kept him out 6-7 games so
big
far.
Guy.
Yeah. So I mean, kind of just talking about, I would, I like Noel. I think he plays pretty well. I think he would be almost similar to Plumlee without the assist and better passer. But yeah, I don't want. Yeah, I think you might have changed my mind because Noah's pretty old.
It's hard. It's a hard situation to be in right now.
Yeah, because you got to think of what's going to happen after the All-Star break too.
And again, for me, Willie Cauley-Stein was another appeasing option because he's done at the end of the year. So you pick him up for a month, you use him. Again, if he plays okay, you can
keep him.
You don't even have to keep him. You keep him till the end of the season, obviously. But if he's playing well enough, you can give Jokic a night off, and let Plumlee start, and then have him come off the bench if he's showing that he's buying in. And again, the fact that he's done at the end of the year, unlike Noel, who has 2 years, but his money is so little in the way the NBA is now that I feel it's worth the investment. Plus, you're not helping OKC. You're helping Golden State, right? Who we all hated, but they're not a divisional rival, right? We don't see them 4 times. It's not going to be the Thunder winning the division. It's not going to be Golden State or the Nuggets winning the division, right? Because they're in 2 different divisions. So easier to probably give up something to Golden State than it is to give something inside the division.
Yeah, I feel like if you can't get the Kevin Love, if you can, get some crazy trade package going for him, because I feel like he could possibly fit. But yeah, just having another body, another big man to fill that gap is what we need right now. But yeah, I have to probably go with you on that one, Theo. Get Noel, pay the $2-3 million, over the next couple years, and see if he can even be a good fit, and maybe get rid of was it Kankar? Yeah,
Well, you can probably assign someone to the G League, right? You can probably send Dozier back down to the G League,
which I don't want to do. I like
him too, but in the grand scheme of things, where is he going to fit when Jamal gets back? Dozier's not going to really. They're not going to give Jamal a night off, right? Man. To have that, they'll go one game without having a backup point guard. Dozier seems expendable, where you can still keep him on contract, but still let him play.
Yeah, that's true. I just like how he's been playing. He looks promising, but yeah, it's a good point that once Murray comes back, it's like, what do you do with that?
And again, once Plumlee comes back, what do you do? But you could get away with probably resting Jokic, especially after this spell of playing him 40 minutes a night because you have no backup center. You can give him a break after the All-Star break.
Give
on
him
top
enough
of
time of a break.
Yeah, you can give him more breaks, right? I know last year he played, I think, in all but 2 games, right? They sat him at the end, and then he got suspended the one game because he came off the bench against, I can't remember who, but ended up missing the Phoenix game right afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think that's the bigger focus for the Nuggets.
Yeah, get someone. Yeah, get a big man. Make sure that Jokic doesn't tire out too often, where he's looking sluggish and
because he's not going to be able to do this the rest of the season.
Well, we saw what he gave us a glimpse of what postseason Jokic looks like. He was dominant.
Yeah.
Right when he put his mind down, when he was rested, he was dominant.
And when they needed him the most.
And that's when you need him to go. Right, you need him to be ready for postseason. Right, this year's postseason run, if they make it, it's going to be more brutal than it was last year. Spurs gave them a fit. They should have beaten Portland. But now you might have Houston or in the first round maybe, or Dallas or Clippers or Lakers in the next round. And one of those teams in the final rounds, if you win all of those, it's going to be more brutal than what they probably would have gone through last year with San Antonio, Portland, Golden State.
Oh, yeah.
Rattled Golden State. But that will do it for us today on The Blitz. Thank you for joining us. My name is Theo. I'm joined here again with Dylan and Zach. We will see you next week at 5 o'clock on Go Mile High. You stay classy.